Wike has replied to SOWORE. You know that SOWORE is the person that made us know that Wike bought houses in many countries. For example, in Florida, that Wike bought a house in Florida. Now, Wike has replied SOWORE. Watch this video.
So all of you will know where some of these attacks, this blackmail, propaganda is coming from. Do not bother yourself. If you care to read, read. If you don't care to read, whether I'm bothered, never. When I think about it, it does not. I don't even know it exists. Whether you want to fabricate anything is your business. Fabricate as much as you can. But this work must be done. And I will do it with the support of Mr. President. And that's what is key. So my dear brothers and sisters, I thank you for coming to support us. Look at the number of jobs it will create for our teeming youth. We have 22 days. We have a month for flagging off of projects and commissioning. Secretary Engineer, who just came, I know where you are living, sometimes no street light, but go home and sleep now.
Was committed in the US. US is very strong on money laundering, and the minister himself had lied on TV that he didn't have any properties in the US, that the only property he had was a property that was donated to his wife by the wife's father or mother. I don't know which work they did or they were doing, but in investigating further, we found out there were pet properties in the name of the wife that were then donated. Listen to this. They then donated the properties that were millions at $10 per property to their children. So you buy a property for $2 million, you then give it to your children at $10. One of them was given at $100. So that was where they were caught. And we know that Nigerian system is too weak to deal with those things. But honestly, the little I know about law, the territorial jurisdiction for that crime is Florida. Yes, it's in Florida, and we have written the Attorney General of Florida to ensure that the investigation commences immediately to unravel how the monies got to the US to buy those properties. There are millions of dollars at the time that the people of Rivers, where the minister formerly used to be governor, couldn't even afford clean water, good schools, and hospitals. So, Florida will get back to us. We also intend on pursuing the Nigerian side of things. We're still working on those things. So, but we want to thank Nigerians in the large numbers who have provided information. This is the first time that we crowdsource on finding information on a crime committed on Nigeria. People were sending information. We found hotels in Rivers, multi-billion naira hotels, hospitals, houses, lands in Abuja. There was a land in which we heard that he paid $8 billion and 8 billion naira in cash to buy a piece of land in the River Park Estate. So all these things are not going to go, even if the president of Nigeria refuses, or the EFCC that has an eagle that has now tied his eyes. If they cannot do anything, the people of Nigeria will do something about this. Because it's our resources that were stolen.
So has also...
Who is Lady Olayinka? Please, when we want to talk about serious things, don't mention people whose names I don't know. You understand? Even though they are Nigerian citizens, I'm more focused on people who are involved directly. Not, I don't like distractions when we have serious matters or this. This is an international matter. Yeah.
Okay, critics argue that while you raise awareness about activism and transparency in Nigeria, that it has not really translated into real political structures for your own end, and that if you haven't tested your will by contesting at lower grassroots, do you think that is sensible enough?
I don't understand where the question came from. Do you know what it means to have taken on some of the most dangerous political struggles in the last 35 years? Is that not experience? For someone to look at the military in the eyes, military generals, and say you must quit power, and we force them out of power. We are not talking about military generals who have never fought wars. I fought people who fought in the Biafran War. Abacha, Babangida. Yes, Ecomoc generals. I fought against Buhari in this country until he died. I'm not attributing his death to myself, but I'm just saying that when he was alive and the president of Nigeria, I fought against him. So, where is the lower level I need to go again? You know, which level is higher? When you have the big struggles, you say go and do it. So you now ask me to go back to local government. It's like putting a nuclear bomb inside a well.
Sorry, are you saying you are contesting? Are you declaring that you're contesting?
It's not about. I have always told you that my participation in the political space in Nigeria has nothing to do with election calendars. Those ones are for Rufai and Atiku and the rest of them. They are the ones who come every 4 years from Dubai or wherever they are hiding. I fight every day. You guys, I'm trying to court every day. This is my second case. Court appearance today. The first one was my own. The second one is to ensure that some police officers who used to beat me up, they are on trial. We want to come and ensure that they get fair trial. Actually, we came here today at the FCT. Bernard Igwe, who was the one who was beating people up and shooting people during bad governance, is retired. Is supposed to be Simon Law, who used to charge people and send like almost an entire village to prison or a city on trumped up charges. He's facing charges today, but because we are people of justice, we want to make sure that they get fair hearing. That's why we came here today. So yes.
You say that your confrontational style has limited your ability to lead coalition, because if you now say you would even want to lead Nigeria with the kind of structure we have in place now, how feasible is that at the moment?
You see, you people are always looking at coalition of criminals. We are looking at the coalition of your press. You understand? The coalition you are talking about are the people who put Nigeria where it is today. If Nigerians want to continue with this coalition of thieves, it's their choice. That's democracy. But I cannot, in good conscience, go and join the coalition of people who were the ones who killed 300 shiites and buried them alive in Zaria. The Buhari people, the Attorney General to Buhari is in that coalition. What's his name? Malami. Rufai, who was helping to kill Southern Kaduna people, who was the one who dropped the mass grazing which the Shiites were buried. You want me in a coalition with them? I mean, are we serious in this country anymore? So, if the coalition helps you, good luck. But I cannot be part of a coalition of people who have failed and failed, even in school. We do not, even as bad as the education system is, we do not promote people who fail.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Here are one of the questions we got from our comment section.
Yes.
You often criticize those in power.
Yes.
But if given real power, what are the top 3 concrete reforms you immediately implement?
People ask me all these questions all the time. I answer them. They pretend that they have not heard. That's what they do. I have spoken about all the reforms that will take place from day one. I even have an acronym known as SPICER HIT that will focus on security, power, infrastructure, fight against corruption, and economic revival, restructuring of the country, healthcare. We are going to do something about education, agriculture, technology, and technology. SPICER HIT. And we'll do all of that at once. But just so that they know again, my number 1 priority will be the power sector. It's because there can never be an industrial revolution in this country. We can't end poverty without turning on electricity. And we know the people who turn them off. They are in your coalition.
APC in River State have called that the federal government should come hard on you.
Yeah.
What is your response?
The APC in River State that you're mentioning is engaging in terrorism because they were accused of terrorism by a Canadian court. Yes, it's a terrorist organization. The person who issued that statement, let him go to Canada and go and issue and go and, he will be arrested and tried for terrorism. But even domestically, this so-called APC you mentioned are they are conducting what they call contempt of court. The court, I have a court judgment that says they are not the APC in River State, but it's not my job to determine who's APC in River State or even at national level. So, but let them go to Canada. Yes.
Sir, Senator Natasha has resumed
Yes.
unofficially.
Yes.
With the drama that played out between her and her family and what we have at the moment, what does this reinforce, especially now that we know women in politics are not even actively participating based on the perceived suppression in the system?
You know, this question was asked of me by you when it started, and I predicted that it would drag on until they do their wish, which is 6 months. Except all of us join hands together and fight the system. Now, Natasha is my friend, but Natasha was one of the persons who said we don't need a revolution in 2019. You get my point. But till tomorrow, I support her, and I've given her all the best support that I can. But the struggle that I fight are struggles that are at the top, the ones that can bring about revolutionary change, not the ones that can bring about reform. That is why anybody that asks me to join the Senate, you point Natasha to them. You know, but I'm not on that level. We need Nigerian women to be represented, as many of them as we have their percentage in population. So there are 51% of our women voting in election. There should be 51% of women in the Senate. I don't see why women don't vote for a candidate to win the presidency. They have the numbers. Yes, they just need to convince their husbands and their friends. Yes, whoever they know, they will win. They have the numbers. But women have to stop also playing second fiddle to men. Stop being the one that they put their party clothes on. They are the ones who stand at their rally. They are the ones who sweep the place when they are gone. You have to accept that you are equal to men.
Yes.
You know, and by doing so, you also have to confront the religious system that always say that somebody took somebody's rib. Nobody took anybody's rib to be the woman. That's a lie. It's not true that somebody's rib, if they took somebody's rib from somebody, men will be stronger than women. Women are stronger than men. That's the truth. Yes. They even live longer than men, by the way, scientifically. So, as I always tell women, if you are going to live long, why don't you take charge of the environment you are going to live in? Because most of us are going to die before some of you.
All right, sir.
Yes.
Tinubu is a criminal. Has caused a lot of controversy between you and APC.
Yeah.
And some are saying you have no right to declare that some because you are not in court of law. You say somebody is a criminal.
Yeah.
Until proven as guilty, you cannot. And that is the reason why the Nigerian government is going ahead to fight this issue. So what would you say if somebody...
What do you have to say concerning this update or this response from Wike to SOWORE? Drop your own thoughts, because SOWORE has played his own part by letting us know that Wike bought houses in many countries. And now, from this video, you will realize that Wike is directly or indirectly talking to SOWORE or replying SOWORE. Drop your own thoughts in the comment section. For more news, upload like this, subscribe. See you in my next upload, and bye.